Yo, what's good, everybody? We back with another Sold Out Live, another Sold Out podcast on this Wednesday, man. Smash that like button, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already, man. My name is Jeremy Jones, and of course, y'all know I make content about sneakers, occasional try-on hauls, and of course, y'all know we slowly but surely bringing in Music Mondays on Mondays. Hit that like button, sub up, man. Y'all see the topic. We're definitely going to get things popping here tonight because Dunks is feeling a little weird out about this. I'm going to let him do his proper introductions.
Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? You guys know, man, it's Dunks, man. It's been a long week, man. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's going well. I don't know what to say about this topic. I'm not really feeling it, but hey, it is what it is. We here.
Dunks was hitting me up offline earlier when he saw the topic because again, I like to surprise Dunks. Sometimes me and Dunks come up with the topics together, and they kind of just out there. But this one, I know Dunks was at work, been busy, overtime, getting the extra money. But when he saw, I knew when he saw the topic because the way he started texting me, I was like, "Dang it!" You know what I'm saying? And what he was saying, I was like, "Man, we gonna tread lightly because." This is definitely a different one. And if y'all haven't figured out, man, we're talking Tom Sachs allegations. And again, keyword here, not only is Tom Sachs' name, but the allegations against him. We don't know if any of this is true because if you haven't been living under a rock, there's been, let's say, some strange things apparently popping off behind the scenes or in the offices, or so to speak. So I seen this originally break out what I want to say Monday, right? And I've heard some very funny things. I'm gonna share them with you guys again. These are all allegations, but pretty much finally it hit like the news. I guess we can say website slash like social media. But it first broke out. I saw it on Twitter. I've been slightly active on there, but Dunks know I'm really not a big social media person, so it's kind of
Yeah,
definitely different for me, man. So, but I will say definitely it definitely keeps you informed because it Twitter moves at a very fast pace, man. But let me see what we got in the building real quick, and then we're gonna start popping on the topic, man. We got Eric, we got N Shin. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly. In the building, what up, Mr. Shin? Got the wave
yo,
on there. What up? Kwame in the building says, "Yo, what up, Kwame?"
what's going on, bro?
Kwame says, "Chilling, enjoying a night off. Was good. Heard some LeBron retro drop on sneakers live today. I must have missed that one, man. And I've been in and out because I was editing videos today. Definitely some more heat come. Y'all gonna be so surprised on some stuff I just picked up low key. It's gym purposes, but it's gonna be something a little different. I'm definitely gonna start dripping on a gym. But yeah, man, if that's true, Kwame, I definitely missed that one. Let's see. We got Mr. Shin says, were you able to get the SB Pine Greens yet? Uh that has got to be one of the most like no. No, that shoe is gonna be a tough one to get. It's already limited. I seen it was exclusive access already given out for those SB dunks. Uh, but and what I'm saying, the Jordan 4 SB dunks. Let's just keep it at that. I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking because you said the pine greens. It was exclusive access on sneakers, but I don't think I have yet to see any. If I saw somebody get exclusive access, it had to be like maybe one person, and I don't even know. I'm just saying, just floating around the internet. And the official drop, of course, there are skate shops. So I see that you said you've entered like several raffles. You said five, yeah, um, yeah. Wow, that I didn't even know. Like honestly, I saw a couple online. I don't even think I bothered. And then locally, I didn't think I pulled in a list in the sold out Discord too that I have a pin up in the chat. Shameless plug. I posted a list of all the skate shops that are supposed to be getting them, and that was still, even though it was a lot, is like slim because there's way more skate shops. So I
You
mean,
see, I can't really do the raffles because I don't have the time to like check my emails.
right.
Like that. So raffles do me no good. So I just have to
So
do it like just the straight sneakers way.
yeah, because even if you like, you would just have to be that luck to check it because usually they'll send you a notification. You got X and Y Z like certain amount of time to like respond. You know.
Yeah. See, yeah, the raffles really don't benefit me much.
Yeah. So it's really tough. And to be honest, that's why I proposed a question on the community post on YouTube. Y'all pay attention to that because I'm gonna start using that actively. I've been posting on there, just starting. I want to say last week or week before last. Not a strong 2 weeks yet, but one of the questions I asked: do y'all think, right before we get into this topic, do y'all think the Pine Greens, a lot of those skate shops, and this is all alleged, we don't know. do you think they're possibly backdooring pairs? You know what I'm saying? Do you?
Uh,
What do you think?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And percentage of the post said the exact same thing. I want to say it's almost like 75% said yes. You know, I put yes, no, maybe in 75%. So I mean, but there's no proof. But you know, and to be honest, I would I'm looking on the shoe. To be honest, what I've been thinking, I don't really want the shoe, but I'm gonna try on sneakers. And what I'm gonna do, Dunk, I'm gonna try for your size since I know
Oh
you want
man,
them more
come
than
on.
me. Um, I'm gonna make sure I try for your size on sneakers. So you know, if I hit, you know, I'm gonna do the review. I'm gonna ship them to me, do the review,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna ship them out to you. So that's if I hit. So you got to make sure you enter. So at least you got two entries. You know, I'm
Phew.
gonna enter for you. You know what I'm saying?
But yo,
I
man.
don't I don't want them like. And again, I know a lot of people want them, and y'all saw us put in the sold out Discord as well. All the like different features between an SB Jordan 4 compared to like a Jordan 4. I
Yeah.
personally wasn't impressed, but I mean I see what they're saying because but in my eyes, like I'm still seeing I would have to skate it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I told y'all before, I would have loved to see this shoe. Same, you can do the same exact thing, but I would love to see a suede for a skate shoe.
You know
Mainly,
what?
go
I
ahead.
would take. I would actually take the Was it the top A, the tops? What is it with those brown, that brown color one? It was like the top A. I can't remember. They came out like a year or two ago.
We'll look. We gotta look them
Yeah,
up. I gotta
like
look them
that,
up.
or even the canyons would have even worked.
The Canyon Forest.
Yeah,
Oh, you're talking about the Topaz joints.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. You're
See, like
talking about
those or the canyons. Either one of those would have fit, would have been more fitting. They would have made more sense because they're like the
for a skate shoe. You mean for a
yeah,
Jordan
yeah.
4
Because
skate? Yeah.
they're that out there for one. They're that out there color,
You know
and
what?
like especially the canyon. They already have like that material that like it would have been made for skating. You know.
I can agree with you on that. Actually, I never thought about that, but I guess we never really thought about it until now. We actually see that it's actually happening. It right. It would have made more sense because I think what me and Dunks is trying to say, what I was gonna say, but what those shoes have, at least I know for the Canyon joints, the purple joints, that hairy suede.
Yeah.
If you're actually into skateboarding, and I know me and Dunks, that's one of the things we used to do together as a team
Kami, you know.
consistently. Kwame, you know, the one thing about having suede on a shoe, like for skating, you're gonna get way better grip against that grip tape. People who skate in those leather shoes, I'm gonna be honest, you gotta leave that to the professionals. Not
Yeah.
saying you can't do the same stuff, but you gotta have you. It's got to be second nature to you. But if you still are learning, I would say suede because that suede grips against that grip. It's gonna get you better hang time when you ollie. It works even when you got to kick off the board. It helps you get your timing right, so it flicks back to your feet every single time. I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed skating a suede shoe better than a leather, and I've skated both. But I would say that's what I would think. And think about it. If you think of, we can think of the Grateful Dead's
Mhm.
suede, hairy material makes sense why it's
Yeah.
a dope sneaker, but it's also still a good skatable sneaker.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
also would have liked to see a little bit of pause when I say this, a thicker tongue on these SB Jordan 4 Pine
Yeah.
Greens.
No, no. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like my thing is this, you going and to the net until you know the specifications that was put out there, to the naked eye, it just looked like they wrote SB for skateboarding on the
And
back.
not to mention until you've been a skater or you've skated and you know what you want in the shoe, you know what's required in the shoe, you know.
Right.
I don't think Nike hit those points. And let's do this. I got another one to throw in the what if bucket. Let's say how we did the Travis's. If his name wasn't attached to it, would the shoe still sell the same? Let's say that same thing with these SBs. Had they not thrown that SB on the back and they just put out pine green
Right.
fours,
I know where you're going. Facts.
I
Facts.
guarantee you, by checking in my savings, those shoes would have sat.
Facts. I don't say sat, but they would have slowly. They wouldn't have been. We wouldn't
It
be.
wouldn't have been a sellout, is what you know.
Oh, this my we wouldn't have seen advertisement. We wouldn't have cared to know what the speculations were. So yeah, even if it sold out, it wasn't gonna be one of those. It's like one of those like, I'm a forward person, why not?
Yeah, or
Type.
and St. Patrick's Day is coming up. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. That like I said, that would have been a good. This actually is the perfect time. But when they do those type of themed shoes, usually they drop them a few days forward, where it's like by the time you get them shipped to you, you ain't gonna be able to wear them on that time anyway.
Well, yeah, because they drop on St. Patrick's Day, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, this is true.
So there's no way you can wear them for St. Patrick's Day if they drop on, unless you
That's
already have them.
exactly right. Y'all see my point. See, Dunks, I didn't even know. That's how long I've been into it. I literally said what you said, and you're like, yep, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Because yes, I know the date is on Tuesday, but it's like honestly, that's right around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah,
But yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. Hopefully they get it right. I mean, I just feel like if you got a theme like a Valentine's Day sneaker, you need to be dropping these joints at least 2 weeks at least the first week. Like it gotta be the very first day, no matter what
yeah,
it falls on in that month.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Drop it 2 weeks before whatever holiday or theme you're trying to dress it around. So it
Facts.
doesn't get stuck in preparing shipment.
Facts. Let's see. Mr. Shan says same. I joined like 5 rappers, read that one, got the emojis going on. We got Jay Brooks in the building, says, what up, sneaker fam? What's good, Jeremy and Dunks?
Yo, what's going on?
What's popping, man? Appreciate y'all for coming through. As y'all coming in this joint, smash that like button. Really goes a long way, man. We got Intor in the building, says, hey, how's everybody doing? What's good,
What's
Intor?
going on?
Most definitely, man. So again, let's start this Tom Sachs joint. I don't want to pretty. I know Dunks is skeptical on it, but I'm gonna share my screen, right? Because Tom Sachs, right, when the shoe first appeared, apparently it dropped back in 2012, and I think it was a 2017 version.
Mhm.
But let me share my screen real quick, show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. I personally, right, this is the Tom Sachs 1.0. I guess it's called the 1.0 Tom Sachs Space Camp. This is one of the most
Yeah,
popular ones we
yeah,
see.
it's not ugly. I mean,
I, I I don't know. I never
I
understood.
mean,
I don't.
this looks like what I feel like. This is what Travis Shoe would have looked like without the hype of like the ones and stuff. Like if he would have done it straight up himself, I feel like this is something he would have come up with.
Okay, all right. I'll buy that for $1. But my thing is this: like, I don't know, man. It's still a. I don't never understood the hype behind it to begin with. Like, it's kind of like, do we really? I don't know. Like, it got a lot of hype, and if you see the resale on this, look at this real quick. Wow, averaging 9K from if I do a size 10, like you know what I'm saying. But overall, what is we averaging overall? Yeah, 9,000 apparently, because it's not that many out there. So yeah, for a my size, right, $9,600. Yeah, no sir, will not do
So,
that.
so was this like a limited release, or is this guy like some type of big shot, or what's the story behind this? Because why?
That's what I want to before I get address the allegations. That's the one thing I want people to tell me. I may just look it up, but I want to know what makes. I know he's like a designer or whatever, but why is he so popular?
Oh, I when I first heard his name and stuff, I thought it was like Saks Fifth Avenue, whatever. That's what I thought it was. You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
but clearly is spelled different. I thought that was the guy who had that store on what Fifth Avenue or whatever. I didn't know if you even heard of the guy.
Wow. Me neither. And again, Dunks. Another thing, me and Dunks was having a conversation offline. Like, yo, I know personally, I never really heard of him, and I know I've seen like people talk about, yo, this shoe is this, that, and the third. In fact, that complex interview where they actually interviewed the StockX, like I think it was like the CFO, about asking him about, all the allegations they asked him. I think we talked on that a little bit. Um, what last Saturday we talked about that on Saturday. But I say when they address him, he had on this shoe. If he no, he had on the other one because there's a 2.0. I think he had on this one. This is the 2.0 version I just put up on the screen.
I mean,
Same shoe. I guess one's lighter tan and the other's like a darker brownish,
You
dirty.
probably got a friends and family pair. I mean, something or a sample pair. You know,
I
that's
agree,
what you had
but
on.
I talk about perfect timing, and these allegations got out. Even though this got nothing to do with StockX. Now this shoe averages about 4,000, right? I still don't see. So I
I
what
don't
I
see the
think.
difference. Wait, that's the second one. What was? I don't. What's the difference from the first one? I didn't even
So
know you changed it.
okay, yeah. So same shoe, same Nike check color,
Go back
but
to the first one after this.
okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. This is notice. I want you to look at the tanning. This is the brown, the light
Okay.
tan joint.
Yeah.
Now the 1.0, this one, right? This is, I guess, it's the same color Nike check, but instead of that tan joint,
Okay,
it's
okay, okay.
a
I prefer the 1.0.
you prefer the 1.0. Yeah,
Yeah,
they did it right the first time, but the
yeah.
thing is, I don't know. And then apparently they got a space boot. You know what I'm saying? This one is going up, averaging $400 as well. I remember when this popped off, and what people was doing was cutting the that access top part off. If that
Oh,
makes
yeah,
sense.
I remember those.
Yeah, I know you remember those. Had to.
But why
Um,
would you cut the top off? Like, that's
I
like
don't
almost
know.
like when Yeezy had those tan joints that came out that Fat Joe was wearing.
Yeah.
Like, like people were like modifying those. Like, why would you like just leave it how it is? Clearly you paid $400 for that extra material. So why are you gonna cut it off? That's like taking 200 of your dollars and just ripping it in half.
Well, that's the resale. Oh, never mind. It's actually worse. I said that's the retail price is averaging $400, right? But the actual retail, like what before it hits the resale market, the price on this, according to StockX, $550. So this is actually going below market, but
For
$550.
good reason.
Why?
Why what?
You said for good reason the shoe is going for
You
500.
like it?
No,
No, I'm
you.
saying for good reason. No, I'm saying for good reason it's below. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought you were saying you was feeling these joints. I'm like, oh hell,
No, come on, man. Come on now.
like hell no. And then they're talking about only 14 left. We'll check back in 2 weeks. That same 14 still gonna be available.
Hey, 28.
Damn, that shit is crazy. So apparently, that's my thing. I need to look up and see what StockX. I mean, not StockX, but Tom Sachs is. Before I start breaking down the allegations, I just got to know what he's
I
known
never
for.
even seen him. I don't
I
even know what he
I
looks like.
I'm gonna be honest. I ain't started seeing them until I started prepping for the live. I did that today, and I was like, "Yo, what the?"
I just feel like he probably looks like one of those other guys at Nike.
Yeah, but he actually his own thing. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
I
up.
know. But
I'm gonna look him up, see if I can get an image up real quick for the people who don't know, because I feel like I have a funny feeling while we may all know what the shoes are, we may not know much about the guy. You know what I'm saying? But apparently he's 56 years old and he's from New York. He's actually married, so kind of weird, but that don't mean
that
anything.
doesn't
So
excuse the behavior, no.
yeah, so let me share the screen again real quick. Boom, this is what he looks like, I guess, now. And you can't help but Google his name, and these allegations literally come left and right. Hold on, let me see what it actually says.
Oh,
His
he looks like a weirdo creep that would do something like that.
Oh, chill out, man. We don't know, allegedly. But
And say, whoa, hey, that's not Tom Sachs. That's
I know
weird.
this. I fat finger the joint, but I wanted to say what he
Oh,
is known for. So Tom Sachs is an American complimentary artist who lives and works in New York City. So he's an artist. But what kind of art does he really do? You know what I'm saying? I guess it says spaceships and galleries. Okay, so he actually has a museum. So he are some type of like artsy like thingy set up, right? So again, so I didn't mean to bring it up, but yeah, this is what he looks like. I'm gonna go through several images here, but apparently he's an artistic dude. He's not even. I thought right. I thought he was a designer, but also
we get
when
a different picture.
I'm switching. Um, one thing I also want to point up too is another thing that kind of stood out to me is as I started like doing a little bit of research on this guy, I didn't look up his profession, but It also pointed out that he was also well known with one of the most famous, bigger sneaker YouTubers. He goes by the name of Casey Neistat. Not sure if you're familiar with him.
No.
But apparently he's been, because he's based out of New York. Casey Neistat is based out of New York. He moved to Cali, then moved back to New York, and he's one of those people that kind of created that theme of upload a video every single day for a year to grow his channel, and it worked. But he also was doing daily physical. What he was doing is way harder versus having us just had the content come to us a little bit.
Hmm.
Granted, our stuff is not light either, but he also, Casey Neistat, I guess, worked with him as well. So he's not catching flack. He's kind of all by himself. So apparently says former Tom Sachs employees make disturbing allegations, which we definitely are about to touch on those in a second. But again, I know Dunks wasn't familiar with the guy, who he was. Neither was I. So I mean, there's different type of images on here. So it's just honestly, the more and more I look at him, I'm not gonna say what it looks like he does, but you can tell he's at I'm gonna say you can tell he's that artsy type of guy. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I can
he's
see
an art.
that for sure.
Yeah, he's an art. Like when people, that's his own shoe right there. I guess with whoever this is. But apparently this is a studio. So he's worked with a lot of brands. I guess they like what he does. But I mean, just looking at him, and to be honest, this is another one of his shoes as well. The brown joint. I did not like these because I mean, it just looks like he put his model out, but this shoe just looked like it's already been worn. You
Is
know?
that a friends and family pair?
Nah, I think this. I saw these. I think these are the joints that apparently hit. Not only was on Sneakers app, but he had them at like Kohl's and stuff. So these were supposed to be rarely available.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So this is like a football colorway tie. I forgot the official name, but I saw when it was dropped, people actually went live. There's a certain audience
Yeah, didn't
for the.
Sonny brought them up?
Yeah, I can't do it
Yeah, nah.
personally. I'm not. I'm sorry, man. I don't. I wouldn't even, if you told me you were in, I don't even think if I came over to your crib, I wouldn't even, I'd be like, all right, you'd be like, what happened to my shoes? I mean, I don't know. I ain't want you to put them on. You know what I'm saying?
It's
But
raining. It's raining here right now. I probably wear those to take out the
I'm
trash.
about to say, that's the own, they already look like that's the type, they work in shoes. And I know that's probably the
Yeah.
theme he's going for, but freak, man. Um, let's see. No Hype 85 in the building says, yo, what's goody, fam?
Yep.
What up, No Hype? Entar says, weird take, but Sax is kind of like a fusion of Tinker and uh, Banksley to me, possibly. We got Fernando in the building says, complimentary equal live in person. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Didn't know that. Let's see. We got Memphis, California in the building says Tom is gonna catch a sexual harassment case if he don't chill. Uh, these are. I don't think he said anything, but you know what this made me think of as well as I hear these allegations, which I'm about to put up right now that we got up on Nice Kicks. When I heard these allegations, right, which I don't know if any of this is true, and we're just going off what's already reported, but I couldn't think of like what's his name, Harvey Weinstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll explain why. Because if you aren't familiar, I think Harvey Weinstein's already like either admitted to guilt or he's already. I think he's serving time for what he did. But similar scenario, he was like I think was a big movie director or whatever, and apparently, me and my coworker was laughing at what the allegations were, not actually like that it happened to those people, but it was like apparently he was, and I hate to get off mode, but apparently he wasn't like quote unquote like R-ing anybody. We can't use the actual real word. It wasn't like he was taking well, he was taking advantage, but he wasn't like actually forcing himself upon them. He would just bring them back to the room and just strip and make them watch him do whatever. And I'm like, the fuck? You know? Now fast forward, we got another similar situation here right here, and it says former employees share disturbing allegations against Tom Sachs. Now, this I'm gonna put up this actual nice like article. This is what it says. It says former employees make disturbing allegations about Tom Sachs in workspace environment, and this is coming from Nice Kicks. Says allegations. I'm glad they're using this word a lot because they obviously don't want to catch a lawsuit, and I don't either. From former Tom Sachs employees have. Why do they wait to even start saying this? Why do they wait so long? Um, says employees have surfaced as a longtime Nike contributor, collaborator has allegedly created a hostile work environment within his studio, according to a recent published story by Curbed. Which I do got that Curbed article up. We're gonna pull up the original article just to compare the two. Sachs, who has partnered with Nike since 2012, release of the Nike Craft. I'm glad we went down the history, so now we don't even have to. You know what I mean? We're picking up where we pretty much a lot of people don't know is
Yeah.
based accused are being accused of a cult-like culture of his studio with former employees feeling unsafe both physically and emotional from sexual inappropriate comments to verbal abuse and more. So all of the above, how old we say he was like 50 something. I think so. So not a good way to start things. Let's see. Kwame says if the allegation's true, that definitely some legal. Oh, most definitely, yeah. And if Harvey Weinstein couldn't beat it, and I don't know how much
I
money he
mean,
got. I'm just saying.
I mean that's not just something to like make up though. You know, like especially on a guy like that. Like like he's if you honestly if you see like a guy that can walking down the street right past you, what are you gonna think? Just a guy you just passed, right?
Yeah, honestly, until this
So
stuff came out, he could have been in my city, and I could have walked past that man 20 times and not even knew.
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, they're not gonna just put something like that out about somebody as as average looking
I
as
would,
him.
I would hope not. I would
Yeah,
hope not.
yeah, me too. I would hope not.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Um,
if these alleged allegations are true, then yeah, it's sad and it's terrible, and he needs some counseling and some help if things turn out to be true.
I think it's gonna be more than some counseling. Fernando says better safe than sorry, 100, most definitely. But
Hmm.
sometimes people's if these things are true, sometimes their reasoning behind it, they always say, they were scared. And I don't know because I haven't been in a situation like that. And I'm not saying there aren't people like that in the workplace.
Yeah.
Long story short, and it wasn't on this level, but there's always that guy that that work in a building where they're just extra. Like there was one dude in the building. Well, he's still
Oh
there.
yeah. And
He was,
we trust me, I had that guy, and you know him. So
yeah. So
you
basically,
talk to him. He was that guy that you're bringing up right now.
oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is basically what me and Don. We ain't gotta say no names or where we work at, but there's that guy you may know of, not know, but you just know of, and you just happen to work where he is. Let's just say he's extremely comfortable about expressing his thoughts about women,
Oh
like
yeah.
pretty
Oh
much
yeah. Trust me.
wild and openly, and he does a little, and some, like not saying no matter what you're into, he's kind of one of those guys that, he looks a little too long at them, let me put it this way: if I'm uncomfortable, I can only imagine what they feel because he's staring. And then what killed me about this guy is he got like, nah, I ain't gonna say that. That's too much information. But yeah, he has a certain thing that like everybody says about him. So like I'll just put it this way: he's not as discreet as he thinks he is.
So that one thing is the automatic every like detection that everybody knows, or it's just something about him, a discrete thing that pinpoints him out.
True. You know what's funny? Either his hours don't change. I haven't seen this MF since the beginning of the year.
Or those allegations caught up to him.
I wouldn't be surprised because we were all saying like, "Yo, you're like, hey man, you know how it is." You be like, "Man, chill out. You making me uncomfortable. I don't want to be affiliated if they catch your ass." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're gonna think I'm doing it too.
Yeah, but yeah, interesting.
They
But
like tap you, yo, look at this guy.
basically, basically, um, let's see. Memphis, California says Tom is using his new fame to lay pipe down. I hope not. That's alleged. I hope not. But I will say this. Where I work, also there's another guy where rumor is one of the reasons. XYZ person got the job is because of certain, I'll say it nicely as well, and this is all alleged. They got the job because they have nice assets. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll just leave it at that. And apparently, and what killed me is I be like, when they told me this, I didn't want to believe it. I still don't. It just could be a rumor. But first thing I was like, yo, he married. And they're like, and I was like, yo, what the hell? You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess every time I've, and this has happened with me almost every job where I seen a dude that's married looking too long, I'd be like, yo, you got a wife? And they're like, yeah, I have eyes. I'm like, all
So,
right.
okay, well, it's not about that person got hired because of their assets. Does the person let it be known that they have those assets?
No, they're not. I don't think they know that's why they got hired. They're so like chill and down. They're the most friendliest person I've ever like. If you upset this person, you really it's. I'm gonna question them before I'm gonna question that person before this person. I'm like, ain't no
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's a combination of the two. But I mean, even what they were saying, what they got hired off of, once I never really paid attention to it because I wasn't looking at them like that. Because I'm like, honestly, I have everybody has their preference, and they mean like, okay, yeah, there's some truth to it, but it don't work for me. But
yeah,
to each their own, you know. I'm glad that's actually one of the best people that work in the building, to be honest, personality wise.
yeah.
Um, Let me read through the rest of this article. It says he talked to me about women, and this is a quote from the Curbed article. It says he talked to me about women all man. How ironic! We was just talking about this person at work. He talked to me about women all the time. A former studio manager told Curb. Additionally, when Sachs found out about one administrative employee's living situation, he allegedly asked if she was, and I'm gonna effing all of her roommates. Let me reread this. It says when Sachs found out about one administrative employee's living situation, he asked, he allegedly asked if she was effing all of her roommates. So I'm assuming she has a lot of guy roommates. I don't know. Another time, he told her she was lucky to live in a day and age when curves and butts are in fashion. Oh wow, she's lucky to live in a day and age where when curves and butts are in fashion. They've always because back in the day, I think the models had to be like super thin, super skinny. Uh, but now there's a more plus size women, and everybody accept the curves. Which where I'm from, we've always accepted a little extra curve. Are we just like our women a certain way? You know what I'm saying? We never ever been judgmental when it comes to those aspects. You know what I'm saying? But saying this at the workplace,
And
pushing
as
it.
the boss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're the boss, and you're saying that, and it's ironically it used all the people at the top where it's like you can't. It's gonna be really hard to really do something to them, and even if
Who's
that
gonna,
was
who's gonna stop me? You
pretty
know?
much, pretty much, and even if that was true, if she was sleeping with her roommates, it ain't none of his business. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask nobody that at work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't ask nobody that at all.
Right. Um, Let me see. Kwame, let me read the next one from Kwame. Says, chill a bit, Memphis getting a little too wild. Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
like
yeah. He deleted his comments.
yeah, I saw that.
He had that all that stuff on all cap. Like yo,
Oh wow. All right. I'm not I can view deleted messages, but I'm gonna trust the administrators on this one. If y'all say it's inappropriate, it's inappropriate. We're gonna keep moving.
yeah.
Memphis, chill out.
Good catch, Tommy.
Yeah, my good catch, Kwame. My thing is, I'm very, I'm not one of those like very strict people, but at the same time, YouTube may be, and sometimes if I read that stuff out loud, that me and Dunks have been shut down on the stream before, in mid live. You know what I mean? So
So
yeah,
it's kind of good that you didn't. You caught one of them, but you didn't catch the second one.
Kwame caught those. I see that they were deleted, but that's my
Mhm.
thing. That's my. It ain't us. You know what I mean? It's more so YouTube has rules too, you know what I'm saying? And we pretty much been very loosely with all of this too. So keep that in mind. But let me read through the rest of the article here. It says insert from Curbed. So I guess this is an exact quote from the Curbed article. It says he pointed to me and was like, "See this? See, this is what we call a, I guess, Shankster goddess.
Shankster? What the hell is it?
A
Shankster?
Shinska. I don't know what that means, but there's
Hold on. Could you spell it? I'm gonna look it up real fast.
yeah, it's Shiksa. What the frick?
Let's
I'm,
see.
I'm sorry. What is it? What's coming up?
A meaning abomination, impure, or object of loathing.
Oh, so he basically saying she bad. Damn, he using words that I ain't even never heard of for it. So like it's like you are, you know how some people like back in the day be like, girl, you are, and this is just alleged. People will say, girl, you are a sexian goddess. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Looks like we got a new subscriber in the building. We got
Yo,
Vance Fleet. Just subscribe. Appreciate that, homie. All the people that's coming in and out. I know people bounce in and out of the live. Make sure y'all hit that like button for sure. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go.
oh, I read more. It's pretty much the on par with calling them a SLUT or a HWORE.
Uh, got you.
Yeah.
Got you. You could have just hit me with the HOE and I would have completely understood.
Yeah,
But
so that's what he pretty much called her.
oh wow, that don't even wow, that's messed up. Damn, at work. Then it says this is another quote. Apparently, I think again allegedly, this is what we call daddy's type. He said to a kind of
Whew.
shit all the time. He said that kind of shit all the time. Sank Studio stays. This was a joke. Okay, Sank Studio says this was a joke. I don't sound like a joke, but that's just from me reading. I wasn't in the room when and or if this is happening. Allegedly, another young female studio member says she was afraid to be alone in the studio at night with him. I don't blame her. I wouldn't. I'm a guy and I wouldn't want to be alone with this dude at
You might
night.
try on you know, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right? He says he called a storage room in the basement the R room, and we're gonna say, I'm not gonna say the actual R, but apparently that's what it stood for. YouTube will flag that. I know for a fact. That's one of the words they don't play. In 2016, he changed it to the consent room. I mean, either way, they don't sound like a place I want to be. And
Yeah,
why would you
you don't
name
want it.
them? And why would you name them that?
And you're allowing sexual acts to go on in your workplace.
Yeah, if you him, you know what I mean. I don't know, but I mean, that's just what I'm
Hey,
saying.
just hey, whatever you want to eat, take your lunch break, go to the consent room. You know, some shit like that.
Oh Lord. The Slayer says, "What's up, sneaker fam?
Yo,
What up, Slayer?" Kwame says, "What's good, Slayer?" Let me read through the rest of this real quick. Sachs reportedly also made remarks that reinforced the cult-like culture of the studio. And this is one of the quotes, and this is all alleged. Says, "This is a cult. If you want to leave, we don't want you. There's a million of you." He allegedly acclaimed at a studio assistant. This gives me also like, and I probably shouldn't admit this, but like, we remember I watched that fashion movie that was made a long time ago called Devil Wears Prada, where that lady, the boss, she was really, really, but she wasn't like talking. She was talking down to him like that, but she wasn't like sexually harassing any of them in the movie anyway. And but
yeah.
apparently it's like that in the like fashion world a little bit where you're just so happy to be a part of the situation and they don't unless you're going to bring something big to the table, they don't pause. That doesn't come out right. But you know what I'm saying? Unless you bring a new idea to the table, they don't really value that much. You know what I'm saying?
They don't see you or hear you.
Exactly.
They don't barely know your name.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They don't, and you probably won't even get called by your actual real name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They probably mistakenly call your name wrong name on purpose. Um, the Slayer says at Kwame laying back G praying hand emoji. That's what's up. Um, let's see. When we read the rest of this, it says in the story, Sachs has been accused of throwing objects at employees with ups when upset, calling employees autistic, and walking around the studio naked. Wow, I guess it is true. I heard this too, naked, and even taking a Zoom call with Nike in his underwear.
Yeah,
Bro,
is he losing his mind?
bro. See, when you hear stuff like this, not to bring Ye up, now it don't make seem Ye. It don't make Ye seem so bad now, does it? Granted, what Ye said was messed up too. I mean, he made, and
But
he also made
it's
the.
sticks and stones, but words never hurt.
But you see how low key they're quiet when Ye was on it. When Ye was accused of certain, not on this level. Ye just was accused of showing a dude the porno on a camera on his
Hmm.
phone, and then of course saying the disrespectful Jewish remarks, I believe, which
Hmm.
was you don't mess with people, you don't talk religion. Period. I'm gonna say that. But yay, they got him on up out of here. You
Yeah,
know,
why don't they drop Tom's contract?
this is my thing, and the thing is, yay stuff came like once that Jew comment came out or what he said, um, that broke. That was a straw. Literally the next day, things just went down like in a trifect. Like boom, boom,
Hmm.
boom, 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 boom. Why isn't it? And think about this. This was reported on Tuesday, I think the 13th. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of this was reported on the starting on the 13th. Like if you look at this article, what date on this? This is on the 13th, which I heard about it on social media on the 12th, if I'm not mistaken, on Twitter. So think about it. It's already been 3 days, and everybody's just, I guess, the if it goes any further than this, which I highly doubt, it's just gonna get swept under the rug. I feel like, in my opinion, but
Hmm.
if it goes any further, they're gonna say we're currently looking into. It's gonna be a generic message come out. Hey, we're currently looking into the allegations. More to come, and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna give you that professional answer.
And continue to drop his shoes next week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, if only way they drop it if there's like some more stuff come out, but they'll most likely, I'll say, delay
Just
it.
saying
Like,
sarcastically, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, they'll if anything, they'll change the release date once they
Oh, you know they did
cool off.
Travis?
Yeah, like Travis, exactly. Same concept. And why is this dude walking around naked in the office?
Man.
On God, like God forgive me, but if my boss walking around, like if I'm at work and I just pull up and I'm working and I just look up and I see like they're walking around naked, on God, I'd be like, I'm not quitting, but I'm finna get out of there. They're finna, one of us finna get out of each other's eyesight. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I would probably call the police for real. Well, but then again, you don't know what you're gonna do until you're in that heat of the moment. But I'm like, man, like I think something wrong with them. You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
laugh.
I don't even think I could laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, yo, this is. I probably would laugh, but I'd be scared too. I probably would be scared. I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Because I would think they've lost their mind, so I'd be kind of
Hmm.
concerning. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then he took a Zoom call with Nike in his underwear, and Nike didn't say anything.
Well, they can't see.
Well, the Zoom is a video.
Yeah, but they can only see up to what he shows them. And usually, like I say, on a Zoom call, you're gonna be on a usually a camera, webcam, some sort, which is only gonna show about from your
But
chest
you
up.
can take him on your phone. I mean, he could be however he had it set up, they were able to tell he was in his underwear. Well, my thing is,
I
Nike
doubt that
doesn't.
Nike knew that. Somebody in the office probably saw that.
Yeah, I was about to say, Nike probably didn't know he was in his underwear. But
Yeah.
whoever else was in that damn area where he was taking a Zoom call was in his underwear.
Hmm.
Interesting. Sachs and Nike unveiled their latest installment in the Nike Craft partnership in June 2022, which the launch of the general purpose shoe line, a collaboration that creates new perspectives on serving the future of athletes and sports, according to Nike announcement of the Nike Craft GPS series. We got a link here. I'm very curious. What is this? Because again, I don't know what it is. I don't really keep up with it. So apparently, this is it right here. The general purpose joint, the white and green. These, okay, I get it. So this is pretty much that brown stuff. So this is a general purpose shoes. I guess these will never do. I remember these yellow ones dropping. I remember those dropping. Um, in my opinion, I don't see how the first two were probably a success, but I don't see how these would be. But again, just because I'm not into it, don't mean it's not a good shoe. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
remember one of those. I can't remember exactly which one, but I remember one of those being on sneakers.
I remember this one being on sneakers, the one that came out on December 2nd, and I remember the yellow joints, the white and yellow, and I remember the brown joints. I remember all three of these. Now these two, I don't know where my mind was. The one at the top, the gorge green. Nope, don't remember that at all. The yellow and green, don't remember that. But these last three, I definitely remember.
Yeah.
So, I kept scrolling, but I do remember them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I think I
apparently
remember those yellow ones too.
the yellow joints. Yeah, I know I remember the yellow ones. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the hype behind it at all. Like, what makes, you know what I'm saying? We anybody can, and I'm not picking on Tom Sachs lovers, like no pun intended. I'm talking about of his shoes, but for me, I don't see it. But it could be easily as somebody saying like, "Well, I don't see what you guys love about Jordan ones." You know what I mean? I
I
don't
mean,
personally see what the hell,
I
like
can
you
I can
said.
tell you direct comparisons of why I would choose Jordan ones over these.
And why is that?
Immediately, I could tell you. You know.
But I'm saying there obviously he has a big audience too, or Nike
Mhm.
wouldn't even probably even obviously they got to know because they wouldn't entertain them if he didn't have a big audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, this is some stuff that I've seen floating around on Twitter. Want to read that? Told us in a thread he walked around naked in the studio, around in the studio around his staff, swapped up and showed up in underwear to Zoom calls with Nike and nickname a room. Yep, read that already. Female employees all said he commented on their bra size. Okay, this is something new. So it says also, female employees said he commented on their bra size, their curves, and the talked about what porn he was into. VR. I'm not sure what VR stands for in parentheses, but apparently he talked about he was what porns he was into and
Maybe
what.
voice recording.
Oh wow! I hope allegedly, and I'm gonna say this allegedly. We don't know, but Dunks is probably what it stands for. And what employees he was into. He pointed to me and said he pointed to me and was like, "See, this is what we call a oh, and that's a shank the goddess and the what you looked up, pretty much calling her HOE. This is what we call a daddy's type. Oh wow,
Like calling her, yeah, like a dirty girl.
yeah." Pretty much, that's the nicest way to put it.
Yeah.
Wow, man. So why are you at work telling these, like, dude, this is my thing? And apparently, right, from what I looked up, he's married. You got a whole wife. You know what I'm saying? You need to handle this type,
Yeah,
all
but
these type.
apparently she's married
Yeah, to who? You
to
know?
him. Apparently, only I was saying apparently only she's married.
Yeah, apparently she's only married, or he don't did whatever he did with her. But my thing is this, dude. Like, honestly, don't do it. Like, you gotta. I don't know. Um, This is also one of the things I want to point out. I saw that they got like this. I think that's like I forgot what the sign actually is, so I'm gonna read what it is. It says,
Swastika.
yeah, I didn't want to butcher it because I knew where that was gonna go, but he says in the quote up top, it says he called his office the Eagle's Nest, as in Hitler's okay, that's a Hitler logo, yeah. And the first aid kit had a what is it? Swastika?
Swastika.
Swastika taped over the red cross. According to the studio, Sachs, who is proudly Jewish, and they put that in quotation, works, and they put this in quotes again, to suburb and reclaim this painful part of Jewish history. The Swissika, hopefully, I'm saying I'm probably fucking it up. My bad, y'all. Has since been removed. Okay, so this used to be in one of his offices called the Eagle's Nest, but it's been removed. As soon as I would have saw that, bro, I would have like, I don't know if the dude was really chill, I would have let it go. But I mean, they and then this got to be either this is very nice Photoshop or somebody in there never liked this dude to begin with and was just collecting their checks. Now, one question we may bring up, Dunks, or well, some people may be thinking of, if it's that bad there, if the dude's doing all that, why not, you know, quit? You know what I'm saying? Just quit and find something else to do. But at the same time, their times are rough, and you never know why somebody may or may not quit. And if he's paying you very well, and we'll throw out a magic number, right? Say he's paying he or she, and this probably sounds like a she because it seems like these are females coming with these allegations. I don't know. These are all allegations. But you know, if you're a female and he's paying you what
60 a year,
I was
70.
gonna yeah, if he's paying you 100, like we'll stretch it, right? And I know some people in here may make more, may make less, but we'll say, let's say you live in a decent, affordable, not like because I know 100K don't go far in LA, but I'm saying let's say you live in a great area. Well, it's New York, so yeah, this is based out of New York, so we got to go off New York prices, which is like if Cali's the most expensive, I think New York has got to be like the runner up, and I'm talking about the city part. Y'all can quote me on that one, correct me on that one. But let's say if it takes 200K to live in LA and New York is going to take 160. So he's paying her
I
here.
was gonna say 180.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll say 180 in New York, and in LA it takes 240, right, to live. And we're talking comfortably paying all your bills, but still having money to basically eat out and spend and enjoy what you know the fruits of your labor. So if you're making that type of money, you know, and then ain't no telling what he would say if you would say, "Hey man, I gotta put my 2 weeks notice in if you didn't deliver it correctly." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're trying to work in the same industry and they call over for reference and they talk to him, you know what I mean? Which
Dr.
that's what
Hill.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You pretty much screwed. You know, people think that
Yeah.
deep into it. You know what I'm saying? You can think
Mm-hmm.
easily that deep
They,
into it.
and another misconception, people really think that these jobs don't call these other jobs.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I rarely happen, but I've had where I know that I was told personally that they did call my previous jobs like one of them, and they had great things to say about me. But it definitely happened. Let me say this: it definitely can happen.
Yeah, so say don't be putting down that you was, I don't know, a math teacher when you know you weren't. So
More importantly, more importantly, you want to leave correctly is what I want to take from this. And let me
oh
say
yeah,
this, right?
because
Every job, well, not all, but most jobs that I left at the time, not I don't feel this way now, but at the time when I was leaving, you know, I'm thinking like good riddance, and then like there would be an exit interview I would have to do, and they would always ask me, they were like, "So what are you? Why are you leaving? If we can make some things better, X, Y, Z, what could you do?" When I tell you, I feel like that's the most like trick question. I was like, "You guys are great. I think you're doing everything right. Even if I truly didn't mean it, which most likely at the time I probably didn't mean it, but I was like, man, I love to hear. I almost really don't want to leave, and like I would be so generic with it, where I think they was reading my body language. You lying, but you know they couldn't prove it, and they were like, you know, I'm pretty sure in their head like, then why'd you leave? But I was like, well, I pretty much made it seem like this next company, I always made it, no matter which one I went to, I made it seem like this company was offering this type of way to do something different to make it seem like pretty much this job didn't have it. And that's why I was, you know, and I was like, I'm looking for new things and I'm expanding. You know what I mean? You got to give them that BS answer. Um,
I never
pretty
had a job like that. I just put your 2 weeks in, peace.
or you could do that. But see, this is different. This is in the fashion world. So most likely you're gonna have an exit interview, and then you are like I said, you don't want to leave where it's just like now with your job or your type of line of work, if you get in jobs like that where you know like you put your 2 weeks notice in and then you just pretty much never show back up unless you're collecting your last check, don't worry about it. but like you don't want to leave like the you don't want to leave where you got to do
Industry type jobs.
yeah, the industry type jobs. You want to try to leave on good terms, or you don't want to leave like throwing them the middle finger because I'll never see you again. It's like, oh, you better pray to God where you pray. Don't use me for don't because they're gonna ask you for references, and two of them have to be professional. You know,
or you, that same person that you did that to, say 2 or 3 months later down the road, end up being the one interviewing you.
yep, yeah. That's why I say you got. That's why I say I see why it wasn't probably that easy if they think that deep into it. You know what I mean? Um, Kwame says, "Nah, that's wrong. Keeping that chemistry in the office. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I this is my thing, right? I'm a firm believer in believe whatever you want to believe in, but there's a time and a place. Um, in the comfort of your own home, for the most part, with the exception, it's a gray area. I don't care what you do, practice or preach, as long as it's legal or it's consenting, you know, then by all means, whatever. But you don't bring that stuff to work, man. You know, you don't bring that to work, in my opinion. And that's where I'm at. Even if it's right or wrong, work is the last place you need to take it. Because everybody's there to hopefully they like their job, but they're definitely there to also not only quote unquote like their job, but they want to be able to provide and pay their bills and take care of their family. And it's ain't no telling what stress they already face at home that they leave at the door when they come into your building to work. You don't need to add on to that. You know what I'm saying? Where you know the person don't get no happy medium. They're not getting it at work, and they're not getting it pretty much, anywhere else. Like yeah, it's gonna drive somebody through the roof. In my opinion. This next quote it says, "Women who work for Sachs describe being afraid to be alone with him, most definitely, and having nightmares about." All right, a little stretched, but that's
Yo,
just
was my
me.
mic off? Could you hear me?
Yeah, your mic was off a little bit. I think I couldn't
Oh,
hear
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry. I kept talking and talking. I was like, I just wanted to comment.
Go
Because
ahead.
when you said, who knows the problems they're facing outside of work and stuff, and I'm saying, who knows, they're probably leaving that type of environment to just to go to that type of environment. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, exactly. You ain't no telling what they gotta go home to, which isn't his problem. But I mean, the last place you want to do is show up and
I
have
mean,
that problem in the workplace.
it kind of is his problem. It's not, but it is because you got to think for those X amount of hours that you have that person, they're in your care, they're under your supervision. So it's kind of important that you have them in a happy space, in a comfortable space, in a happy mental state, because anything that happens in that job is gonna come back on you,
Right.
whether you were involved or not. If it was a murder at the job involving two employees, it's gonna come back to you. If it was another male employee that was allegedly making these advances, it's gonna come back to you. So it doesn't matter, like what they got. It doesn't matter if he wants to be involved in their life or not. He kind of has to, because he has to keep a positive and safe environment before his bosses come
True.
down and have a talk with him.
True.
Because hey, trust me, he may be the boss, but trust me, he has a boss too.
Yeah, everybody got a boss at the end of the day, no matter how you slicing and dicing, man.
Mhm.
Dunk's got a point. Like, even if you're the owner of the company, but we've seen it where owners got to step down if they go a little too far.
Yeah, so their safety and their mental safety and their personal safety, their personal, that's all um that's all under that's all how am I trying to say it? It's all his responsibility.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I'll give you that. I'll give you
So,
that.
you know,
I'll give you that all the way. Um, let's see. Many people who spoke to could describe a time when they were scared by his rage. So I mean, he was. If any, I just look at him like he was off. But I mean,
I said, yo, you want to you want to calm down, man? You want to take some of that hot air out your chest?
I probably wouldn't say that. I just look at the dude like, all right, let me get the hell on because I know, because me, I'm be like, I know I didn't do it, and he better not be talking to me, or I, if you
You're right,
start thinking
because I'm gonna say something, you gonna say something. There's just gonna be this other situation.
exactly. It says one example: throwing a sheet of steel across the room, and this is all alleged, but says throwing a sheet of steel across the room and it almost hit a tank of welding gas. And when I went to the studio manager to say, hey, he threw something toward me, her response was, well, at least he didn't throw it at you. He used to throw stuff at people. Oh, wow.
Damn.
Like, this ain't the first time. And get basically in so many words, get over it because it didn't hit you. Damn. Like pretty much went there and didn't give no fucks. Damn. Um, Employees said they were called quote unquote bitch, autistic, retarded when they failed to follow one of Sachs' um exotic rules, which included sorting goods in bad light bulbs and only booking first class travel when seats recline fully, where seats recline fully, allegedly a fireable offense. Wow. So if you didn't book the seat, not all seats recline back, and it depends on where you're going and what type of plane you will be on. You can only book what those airlines have available. Unless you're gonna if you want that type of service, Mr. Sachs, and this is all alleged, you need to be flying first class. I mean, you need to be flying private.
So if they didn't book him a first class seat that was reclinable, that came under the terms of being terminated.
Yes, sir.
A fully reclinable seat at that. Which, for one, I don't know how I can say me.
I don't even think that's possible, but
I've never been in first class, so I don't
I
know.
have, but those aren't. They lean back. The seats are just wider, but they don't lean back no further than the regular seats that are past first class. But they're just only wider. There's nothing. In my opinion, the only perk with first class is getting on and off first, and your seats a little bit more roomier, and they service you before as far as like asking you if you want to
I hear
drink.
the food's better.
Not even that. You get the same ish. You're the same ish. Only way you get better food and those type of options if um
Like
you're
business
going,
class and shit.
yeah, you gotta have it depends on like if you're in a long flight, but the type of flights I take has been like a few hours here and there. You
Oh
getting
yeah,
a
if
you
you're
getting a
doing like
snack,
international travel and shit like that.
yeah. You getting a snack and you getting the hell on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um,
I was watching one video. Yeah, you're right. Actually, this guy, he was flying from somewhere to the Emirates, or he was flying from the Emirates to somewhere. And we all know the Emirates is very, very lavish, very wealthy place. I don't know if you know anything about the
expensive.
Emirates,
It's expensive.
but yeah, yeah. So either way, he was going or coming from there. But yeah, and he had caviar, he had like top shelf wine, um, he had like some type of whiskey. They gave us a cigar. I thought you couldn't smoke on a plane.
Yeah, that can't be real. This
Like
was
nah, but no, he wasn't smoking it, but they just gave him one. I guess complimentary, whatever, maybe And
yeah,
he
that's
wasn't smoking, and different countries, different laws. You never know.
yeah, true. Because their first class is kind of different from our first classes.
Yeah, they probably gave him a $500 cigar. Probably not that much, but probably $100 cigar.
Yeah, and this my thing is, I think some I seen some first classes overseas where it's not only a seat, but it's a whole like you can damn near
Yeah,
lay down.
that's what it was. He was like it was like a bubble almost. His seat.
Yeah, yeah, those got to be some big planes to do
He
that.
must have been like one of those. In the Emirates, they got those jumbo jets like that anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Like
could
they
see that.
probably fly 757s.
Yeah, I could see that. Let me read some more of this post real quick. It says Sachs' rage was such an open secret that Sachs included a shot of him throwing a typewriter through a studio wall in a film, and a manual provided to us by a former employee included a poem about it.
Man,
Wow.
I want to be so good at something that I go mad like that.
Nah,
You
you
know,
know,
like
that don't. I don't think
you
you want to
but
go on that level,
but
Dunks.
yeah, no, of course not. But think about it though. If you really think about it, all say all the intelligent, very smart people were insane. We could date that back to Tesla, who what he do? He like married a bird or something like that,
I
and
didn't.
he
I
and
didn't
he
know
stayed
that.
so far. He stayed so far away from society, you know. And he was actually one of the people. He actually came up with the Tesla first back in the day. He was the one who was going to give everybody affordable free cars. You know,
Oh, so this isn't Elon Musk. This is the original
no
person.
Tesla's the cars are named after him.
Mmm.
He was working on smart cars back in the day.
Mmm.
Yeah, but we have Tesla, we have Einstein. You know, all
Yeah.
these guys who were considered insane, but were very very intelligent people. You know, and we can
Yeah.
take it into modern times.
Yep.
Tom Sachs, Mr. Ye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're on to something here.
So you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's just that they're a victim of their own craft. If you get what I'm saying, you know?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Like even the dude, what was the dude? The painter guy who cut his own ear off. One of
Ouch.
the one of the painters. He was a very famous painter from back in the day. He cut his own ear off.
Oh wow. I never even
Yeah,
knew this.
so that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? All these very genius people at what they do, and but something up there mentally isn't right. You know, and
Yeah. They.
maybe alleged could it be slight autism that they have? You know, because they say autism usually it brings some type of you're very above average at certain things. You know?
Yeah. Like whatever they do it very very well. But like
Yeah,
as far as like in general society,
yeah,
aka quote
yeah.
unquote normal life, they
Mhm.
don't. They don't.
Function.
Yeah. They don't function right.
as efficient. Yeah, and it's like it's just something that they was diagnosed with, but nothing that they needed to look out for. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
some type of anxiety, they have some type of disorder, that prevents them from connecting to the general population, but keeps the general population attached to them.
Right.
And I don't know what that is. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's something.
Yep, I could see that. Looks like we had Frankie Bang Bang just joined. Says yo ho boys with the peace
Yo, what's
sign.
going on, Frankie?
What up? Um, also the rest of it says a lot of people spoke to us anonymously, so I mean they didn't want to be identified because they were worried about relation by sex, but also because they were worried about relation with the art world. Told you. Um, where a career depends on their relationship with Sachs and the institutions that support him. I knew it.
And that's crazy because you could be the most. I mean, your artwork could be like Da Vinci's. Your clothing could be like Louis Vuitton. Your ideas could be like out surpass and like very fast forward and very future. Um, but just because for standing up for what's wrong and protecting yourself and others, you get blackballed and shamed. And it doesn't matter. You could have great credentials, you could have years of experience in the field, but just for opening your mouth, all that's washed away.
Exactly. If you don't, that's how I said. That's why people. I'm almost positive that's a reason why they didn't say anything. So
So, I mean, whatever, he grabbed my hand and made me touch his junk, whatever. I mean, I still got a job, but hey, inside I have no self dignity.
right, yeah, that's
You
a
know,
little, yeah, too
on the
much.
outside I have a job, but you know what I'm saying, man? It's crazy, for
Yeah,
whatever, man. Hey, guess what? this is what you can do. They don't accept you. Guess what you can do? Go find you a job. Go find you a normal job and work on your passion on the side. And I guarantee you, somebody's gonna pick it up because everybody don't feel the same way. It
But
may take a couple
they
months, it may take a
they
couple years.
they also may be thinking like, hey, I don't made it this far along and put all this time in, and I'm supposed to go get a regular job and start completely over. Like, you know what I mean?
And I
And
get
then
that. Yeah, and but I mean, what's a fresh start is what's it worth? A fresh start to or to say, hey, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'm not gonna give it up just because I'm not gonna give it up because I chose to let some guy allegedly talk to me and treat me and grope me inappropriately. You know,
yeah,
I rather go flip burger patties for the next 15 years
I
than to
mean,
say I
you
let
can't really not to play devil's advocate, but think about this: if they're making 200, if they're making 170K in New York, I don't know how much they pay for the people who's cooking. Because I mean, if you're not the owner or like a certain special role there, if you're just a person that's doing just say the general work, I'll just say this: they won't be making 170K anymore.
oh no, of course not. And
But
that's yeah,
they've
you're right.
been,
That's
but
the
they,
real
but they've been living a 170K lifestyle. So what are they supposed to downgrade their whole life?
okay. Yeah, downgrade your whole life or sit around for another 3 or 4 years and just watch it get you probably get worse. B spreads he spreads to the next victim. Or
Yeah.
three, something finally actually happens.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
and the
Um.
trauma you're already dealing with. Then pound that on top of it. You know.
Yeah. And it's crazy because Frankie Bang Bang says Trash Man in New York made $300,000 a year. Nobody wants to do it. I'm assuming because nobody in New York wants to pick up trash. So those guys were charging an arm and a leg and made over 300K a year. Sheesh.
I've seen from images and stuff. I've seen the trash on the streets of New York, and the trash there. It looks like it piles 6, 7 feet in the air.
Damn.
Well, like that from what I've seen, that they just throw the trash bags on the street. I guess the trash guys just pick them up off the street like that. So imagine having to do that for seven
I
or eight
think
blocks. You
And
know?
I think the trash people in New York, don't quote me, the trash thing is their stuff. I guess since it's so tight in that city, they run almost damn near every day and night.
Yeah. So I'm saying, imagine having to do that every day or 5 days a week. I would assume for let's say 12 blocks a day. 5 days a week,
The
probably
tone
12 hours a day.
and the tone it takes on your body.
Yeah, I mean, especially you throwing trash bags all day, every day. They're not all gonna be light. And after that one, they all gonna start to feel the same. Is that
Yeah,
after you throw that last one, they all light or heavy, they all gonna feel like
yeah,
they got more
exactly,
in it, you know.
exactly. You tired? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're not gonna be able to. Hey, you're not gonna be able to. If I throw another bag, my arm gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? My arm going in there with it.
Exactly.
So,
Or fuck your arm, your shoulder, man.
oh man, that thing is gone. That shit popped out of socket 10 bags ago.
Exactly. That's just
You
the
don't even
worst.
feel that shit no more.
Yeah, I'm about to say your arms and stuff probably may not even be that's the last part you think your shoulder come first.
Yeah, that shit been popped out of the socket. You stopped feeling that shit a long time ago.
Damn. Jay Brooks says they gotta deal with rats, homeless folks, and each other. Frankie Bangman says 5 city blocks in New York is a mile.
So that's what I'm saying. So imagine if you're doing 12 blocks. What's that? 2 miles a day, but them 2 miles takes you 2 hours to get through.
I mean, because I'm assuming eventually that truck do get filled up. Imagine when it's like a rainy day.
Okay, well
Or
he said 5 blocks is a mile. Okay, so then let's say they're doing 20 blocks a day
yeah, I'm
because
about to say they definitely
you
finna
gotta
cover it.
kind of give them that that 12-hour workday,
Yeah,
So imagine we're doing 20 blocks a day. That's what? Okay, so that's 4 miles a day. They maybe one city block you just go around a block or maybe straight.
I have a
However
feeling
they
they. I have a feeling they do way more than that, but I don't know.
Yeah, but still, regardless, like you say, obviously, guy made 300,000 a year, and we know how the trash is in New York,
Yeah,
So I mean, I can see it. That's very possible. I can see that. I wouldn't want to take a job as a trash man in New York. I can say that. Good luck to you, brother. I hope you enjoyed that money. Hey, take mine, 'cause,
yeah. That's crazy. Let me read the rest of this joint real quick. Let's see. It says, I want to add that Tom Sachs Studio has denied that most of this took place, or they've said as in this case of the studio manual, for example, that what we described was just meant to be a joke. For a full story, read here. Okay, so I think that pretty much sums that up for this. So apparently he's denying the allegations, as he should. And apparently this is an interview that he did with GQ in March of 2019. And the question was, right? It says, do you consider this place, the studio, and the culture that you built around it a cult? And his response was, this place is a cult. And I mean that in the scariest, most Manson family. Oh well, like Marilyn Manson. I'm assuming Marilyn
no,
or
he means Charles Manson. Charles
Charles Manson.
Manson,
Oh
who
God.
they were, I think the brothers and sisters were sleeping with each other.
Yuck. Family. Yep. It says Manson family kind of way, and that we're totally committed to this way of life. Anyone is free to leave whenever they want. There is zero pressure. We're very, very, very committed to it being a safe work environment. Okay, so I guess he that's kind of contradicting if you're going off the top of that, but the whole hashtag me too sexual harassment thing doesn't even come close to what we're trying to do here. Like everyone in the studio was bullied in high school or participated in some part of that, we were all subject to that. We're very careful to make this a supportive work environment for employee. He says we're always trying to make it safe and deal with all of the difficult topics. So, it, honestly, as you read more into this, that sounds super contradicting,
I'm gonna
but that's
say
just
this about that whole thing. And this is what I took away from that whole thing. What it sounds like, especially that last part, what it sounds like to me is he was one of those loser kids who got rich, and now he's preying on all the good looking chicks that was in school that he couldn't get before.
wow.
And like you said, this is a cult. We are a cult of the misfits, pretty much. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting from it. Because you saw he said we all the other kids that were what he say like something about the misfits or the people who didn't. He said something about pretty much saying like the people who didn't fit in. He
Yeah,
said we are a cult. We if you don't like it, you can leave. So he made a cult out of all the misfits and all the losers in high school who couldn't get it then. He got some money, and now he's trying to throw that success around and trying to get back at all the people who told him no in his past life.
but he has to hire obviously some attractive women. I would
Yeah,
hope. I don't. We haven't. We don't know
for
what
a
these
reason.
people look
For a
like. Yeah,
reason.
yeah. So Jay Brooks says Dunks is correct about that dude. So many guys like him in the world, sickening.
Yeah, see, man, look at it. That's what I got from the whole story. And he even admitted he's proud of it. He's proud of saying that it's a cult and we're the outcast. And we've created a family that of creeps. And if
And
you're
he's
not
okay.
into the
He's
and
okay
if you're
with it.
yeah, and if you're not into the sexual orgies and the promiscuity,
Allegedly.
allegedly, and if you're not allegedly into the, like I said, the orgies and the promiscuity, then you're free to leave.
Right. That's crazy. And like I said, Dunks tried to say like, fine, leave, go back to the regular world. But if you've been into it for so long and you getting that type of money, you're not trying to go. Like, no offense,
That's why he's so open about saying you're free to go, because he does what pretty much what you're saying. He's saying you're really gonna go from making X amount back to the poor world, some probably some stuff like that, because I can feel that's what come up will come out of his mouth.
yeah. Why would I work for them for what, making $500 a week when I can make $500,000 a week? You know?
Yeah, so he probably puts that in their head to try to make it like they have no other options.
Yeah, for real. I could see that. Um, yeah, that's crazy, man, and kind of sad at the
So now
same.
reading that article, does it kind of put a different perspective of him in your head? Because
Yeah,
opening it, I said from the jump, I said, yeah, he like you said, allegedly he did it, and allegedly he did. You know what I'm leaning towards, you know?
I ain't gonna say I don't know the whole full thing, but obviously it had to be something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I
Come
don't
on.
want to confirm. I don't have
Mhm.
no opinions on it. Well, I do, but I just hope that, you know, hopefully it was just the inappropriate speaking at the end of the day.
Like I see guys like Jay Brooks said, so many guys in the world like him. I see so many guys just here just here in Vegas alone that get arrested for that type of stuff. I see it. The guys look just like him. Exactly. Like an average guy looks like, but the things they go down for, it's all similar to the practices that he's preaching.
Wow.
Like every day I see some guy getting picked up by the Metro Police Department for some type of sexual assault, whether it be on an adult woman or a young child. I see it.
Wow.
So it's out there, and he's no exception just because he got some money.
Yeah, I agree. And it says Mike Pringle says anytime you call your group a calling a group a cult, you are that weird shit. In my opinion, yeah. I mean, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, it's a little bit much. Definitely weird, in my opinion. And allegedly, hopefully, nobody, like I said, was taken to that, was pushed too far. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously they were, but I mean, like, hopefully it was just one of those. It was a verbal thing and left it there. I hope there was no
Yeah, that's what
physical.
I'm saying. So who's gonna wait around for it to get physical?
Exactly. So, but we've been on this joint hour and 32 minutes, man. Smash a like button, sub up to the channel, man. Definitely an interesting topic for tonight.
Hmm.
I think as far as upcoming releases, we're gonna close things out for tonight. After this, I think upcoming releases, sneaker wise, because this is
Hey, I
obviously.
gotta sorry before we do that. I gotta. You always get me, man. You always get me. These topics, I don't want to talk about them, but then you always pull me into them.
Of course, that's the
Do
point
that.
of.
Do that. I don't. Like I say, I didn't want to talk about this.
That's the point of doing lives. That's the point of doing like an interview style. Like, I gotta give you your first, like, that's why I don't really get, like, I let you see the topics, but I don't discuss much with you because I don't I want your natural form. And like I saw your text message today, and sure, I could have let it got underneath my skin, but I also realized, like, I'm like, he says that, but I have a feeling that just means for me, I need to have my A game on to present it to a way where, yeah, I get it. You don't want to talk about it, but my thought process, and I'm doing it without you normally realizing I'm doing it till now. I'm gonna say something that's triggering where, yeah, you ain't had nothing to say, but till you heard this. What about this or that? This, and there you go.
Well, like I say, well, open it up for me as soon as I saw him. As soon as I saw him, I knew, like, okay, yeah, now I got something to talk about. Because like I say, I can't just go off of. I don't even know who the guy is. I know nothing about him. That's
And
that's
that's
how I'm
why,
coming into it. Yeah, you
think
know.
about it. I didn't either. So all the
Mhm.
things that was in the back of your mind, those were questions I needed to answer for myself as well.
Well,
And that
and plus, dealing with my background issues, you know, that kind of didn't help either, So,
right,
but
right,
then, like I say, I saw him and everything, and I was like, well, fuck it, gotta do it. I'm here, just might as well.
exactly. It wasn't as bad as you thought it was gonna be.
I like I said, I just didn't know the guy. I was like, I don't know anything about him, so I can't really speak on somebody I don't know nothing about. That's why I told you I don't got nothing to say, But yeah,
Exactly.
nah, I just wanted to point that you do that. I don't, you draw me into the ones that I'm really not interested in.
I've noticed every ones that you've said that to me, we end up going a little bit over time because you end up getting into it.
Yeah,
Positive notes on that.
yeah.
Kwame said,
No, not positive notes on that.
not on the actual topic, but just as far as just
Yeah, yeah. I
getting,
know what you.
getting
Yeah, I
into
know what you mean.
getting into mode. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's what you want to do. We letting it know, let it flow naturally.
Hmm.
Also, little quick update too. Me and Dunks was talking behind the scenes earlier today. It kind of just hit me when I was riding to the. I had to replace my keyboard. Long, whatever, it's fixed. But I was like, man, yes, me and Dunks have merch available on like that the one website where they do the printing and everything like that. But me and Dunks want to work on improving the quality, and that's what we're looking for. We're happy with the designs. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But I think I thought about it. I want to just definitely improve on the quality of the merch, something that I know that don't be afraid to wash it and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? So we're definitely gonna work on that. We're gonna
Yeah.
probably end goal is we want to have it in Dunks. You can correct me if feel a certain way or no, but I want to have it where once we get the mock up done and we get samples ourselves after a couple marketing, and it's not just a set. We still want to keep it affordable as possible, but once we rock it ourselves, do our own thing, then we'll release it to the public, and then we're gonna put it. I want to put it a coordinate to whatever hype shoe that's coming out. We're gonna coordinate it with that a little bit, you know. Um,
Hey, I'm
but
completely
I
on board.
and then and I'm talking about when y'all place the order, it ain't going to a company XYZ. We gonna already have all of it. We gonna have the inventory, this that, and the third. We gonna make sure it gets shipped out. So y'all gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Yep,
be,
coming straight from the source.
yeah. That's how I want it to be. I don't want to be like, oh, you placed the order, like I didn't even know this. And I'm gonna
Yep.
have it where we gonna have it where when you place an order, we gonna personally know.
Yep.
So
And a personal thank you.
yeah, a personal thank you note in there. So most definitely, that's where I want to take it, and that's where I at. But me and Dunks got a lot of little footwork and some knowledge to get on out of there, man. Because I don't know
Also,
if you're gonna.
if you guys do know of some great shirt qualities that sell blinks, just throw it out there, because that's what we're mainly looking for now. Uh, it's gonna be a lot of work, and it's you guys know what you want to, so just if you guys know of some, just throw them out there. I'll check them out. Pass them to Jeremy, and we'll check them out and everything, because I'm gonna be looking at some too. And like I said, I'm only one person. I can't look at 100 t-shirts a day. I'll get sick.
Most definitely, and then I want to bring different products to the table that really make sense as far as like the sneaker culture. It is not. This is not building the channel just to sell. Like pretty much what the products we put together, we're gonna be using too. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
exactly.
That's how I just look at it. We're gonna be. It ain't gonna be one of those like, hey guys, tell us about it. No, it's gonna be one of those. I'm using this. You're gonna see it constantly around the clock. You're probably gonna get sick of it. But
Yep.
that's just future wrestling for the channel. Now for upcoming releases, I will say main thing I think is on the chopping block is those SB Jordan 4s, the pine green joints.
Yeah,
Obviously, as we
sure.
started the live off with that. Other than that, I don't think we got anything major. Those Travises are supposed to drop at the end of the month, but I haven't seen and or heard any type of talk and hype behind it. So I have a feeling with what's currently going on, which I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's gonna spend the money and he's gonna be done with that. It's probably got pushed back until next month, but don't quote me because anything could change in this sneaker world.
I mean, we've had like boom, 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 boom. Like almost since the year started. We've
Yeah,
and even going back into the last 2 or 3 months of last year. You know.
yeah, we need a little break. our pockets I can say this: my pockets financially need a little break.
Yeah, me too. I'm starting to pick up on it, so I'm definitely starting to see it now.
Most definitely, most definitely. Kwame says we all going for the fours, lol. But there's some dunk SBs loaded that are looking good.
What those aren't those the ones with those with the that design for the swoosh? They're like blue and like a canvas material. Then they have
I,
like the swoosh is like it looks like a flower petal
it's
almost.
on sneakers.
Yeah, they're on sneakers. Yeah,
All right, let me. I'm gonna go to Nike real quick. Real quick.
I mean they look like something. Kami, they look like something that like be up your alley anyway. So I can see you know, why
Let's
you be
see.
checking for those.
I'm looking. I see Cortezes. I see the SBs. I see the triple white joints. Uh, yeah. I don't see it on the actual like website sneakers yet.
I don't know if they probably took them off, but there
Is
were
it
for
on Nike or the actual
I
sneaker?
saw them on sneakers.
They must have took it down because all I see is Cortezes and those SBs, and then I see the Air Force One, the Billy Irish, but it's a
Yeah, no,
triple.
you see them SB low times fly streetwear.
I mean, I'm gonna look on my phone see if there's a difference. Then
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
let me see. Let me glance
That's
real
why I'm
quick.
on my phone and I'm looking at them right now.
I'm gonna go to yeah, because on the web, if you go to the actual like the website version, it's not on there. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll through my sneakers real quick. Let's see. I see the Air Maxes.
Pretty much at the very bottom.
Oh, it's at the very very bottom. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I see some that triple whites. The threes are still on here.
Hmm.
We got those black suedes. Oh, y'all talking about? Oh man, it is on here. I'm overlooking.
Because
Yo,
you even said them. You said some SBs.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I definitely.
That's why I was like, what?
Yeah. My bad, yo. My bad. Let me share my screen. Y'all talking about these right here, the street fly joints.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'm
How you feeling about
sorry.
those?
Wow, I'm sorry, man.
How you feel about those?
Um, they okay. Not for me. This is supposed to be a collab with Fly Streetwear, which I'm not familiar with those, but I will get familiar.
It's a decent
Game
company,
Royal
clearly.
colorway I could work with. I like the blue. Um, but I don't know. Like, I mean, the Nike swoosh is what's really kind of bothering me. I guess I get what they're trying to do. I guess it's supposed to be like that little logo they got on the hill. That's supposed to work with that too. So, I mean, more to come. Not bad, but eh, I don't know. I mean, SB is gonna do their thing regardless. I know these are gonna sell out.
Oh yeah.
Kwame says those corduroy Air Maxes calling me, but I get them on sale. Okay, I definitely shot that video, Kwame. Definitely had questions for you in that video as well, but I'm dropping that one Friday morning for y'all, man. But other than that, I think that pretty much wraps things up for tonight. Let us put it back on the main screen. Definitely an interesting topic. Definitely enjoyed you guys coming through, showing love as always. We've been on this joint for an hour and 42 minutes, man. Definitely a great live. Glad to have Dunks back. Low key,
Hey,
homie, I have to say that not that we haven't been communicating around the clock, but I missed you on the lives. So
yeah.
definitely glad to have you back. I know your job been, you know, make you put in that little bit of overtime, but
Oh yeah. But
other than
hey,
that,
man. I may be far, but never gone.
most definitely, man. I know we can communicate that. But we're gonna close things out for the night, man. Y'all smash the like button, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you like content about sneakers, obviously at this point, y'all gotta figure out you are in the right place. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones. I make content about sneakers, occasional try on hauls, and of course, y'all know we got music Mondays. Y'all gotta start popping up for those joints and showing a little bit more live. We definitely got a topic already for Music Monday we want to touch. But other than that, we're gonna close things out for tonight, and I'm gonna let my homie Dunks take us out.
Hey, I appreciate everybody be coming through, man. Like we talked about at first, I wasn't really warming up to this live, but once I get in, I get with Polo, I get with you guys, it kind of, things kind of open up a little more. Pause. Uh, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I get more into the topics. So that's a good thing. And like he also touched on, we are gonna be working on the merch to try to upgrade it, update it, get it to a more suitable liking, that we can all be comfortable with. So just look out for that. And yeah, just make sure that you got um all of your criteria and your credentials ready for this upcoming Tuesday, because you don't want to be late by a second, half a
Most,
second.
most definitely,
So
most
make sure
definitely,
you got all your I's dotted and your T's crossed for these SBs, because hey, it's gonna be one of those.
most definitely, man.
Even people who don't even know anything about Nike SB are going for these shoes. These shoes are definitely bringing people out. You
Most
know,
definitely,
so just be ready for those. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. So get your
definitely,
band-aids and your alcohol ready. But
most
yeah,
definitely,
besides that, like I say, thank you guys. I'm glad to be back. Like you say, work, is kind of taking up a lot of my time right now. But like I say, I may be far, but I'm never gone. Uh,
I think you hit the. Did you hit the mic? I think you
oh
muted
shit,
yourself.
sorry,
You
oh,
good?
this
You
stupid
good?
mic. Like I say, far but never gone. But once again, this was a weird topic, but I got into it. Um, so yeah, with that, just everybody have a great night, and yeah, we'll see you guys on Saturday.
Most definitely, man. We're officially out this thing, man. Peace.
Peace.